see if this works.
Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. Are you ready for this? Well, welcome everybody once again to Improv Bible Study here on the Junk Shop Library channel. I see we've got a couple more new people have poked the Pope and joined our merry little band. Welcome aboard, Mr. Abyss. Good to have you on board. Welcome aboard. Good to have you on board. I should limit my usage of nautical references and metaphors because I don't know many of them. Alrighty, well, without a great deal much further ado, we will be turning today to the 21st chapter of Deuteronomy, which is lots and lots of thou shalts and thou shalt nots. I wonder if we're going to learn about ethical siege warfare this time. That came out of nowhere last time. We'll find out. If one be found slain in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it, lying in the field, and it be not known who hath slain him, then the elders and thy judges shall come forth, and they shall measure into the cities which are round about him that is slain. And it shall be that the city which is next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city shall take an heifer which hath not been wrought with, and which hath not drawn in the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown, and shall strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Lord thy God hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Lord, and by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried. And all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley. And they shall answer and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Be merciful, O Lord, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge, and the blood shall be forgiven them. So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldst have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head, and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath, for he is the beginning of his strength, the right of the firstborn is his. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that, when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out to the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious, he will not obey our voice, he is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put away evil from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but that thou shalt in any wise bury him that day, for he that is hanged is accursed of God, that thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. And there we have 21st chapter of the 5th book of Moses, called Deuteronomy. My. Alright, so if you kill somebody and you get away with it, what you gotta do is you gotta drag the body just a little bit closer to a city that's not yours and that's not a rival. Okay? If you're on the Tennessee team and you kill somebody on the Alabama team, you want to take that body as far away from both Tennessee and Alabama headquarters as you can and drop it off somewhere else. Because if you leave it too close to home, even if the elders go through this whole decapitation, sanitation, free from the guilt of the blood ritual out in the valley where nothing grows, somebody gonna suspect, somebody gonna know. And you don't want to drag it off next to the to a city that your city is rivals with, because come on, this is the Bronze Age, not the stupid age. People can figure shit out. So the moral of the story is, if you kill somebody and get away with it, just triangulate away from you and your rivals. And some other poor bastard will have to sacrifice a heifer and chop off its head and wash all of the old men's hands in his blood. Blood magic, y'all. Straight up magic. Cleansing the guilt of the murder by the unknown murderer out of the entire land through straight up magic. All right. Then, rapey marriage. You thought we were done with rapey marriage back in Leviticus, didn't you? No. These are the chosen people of Yahweh, the Most High God. There will always be more rapey marriage. If you go to war with an enemy and kill all the men and steal all the women and get a hard-on for one of the women, take her back to your house, shave her head, cut her fingernails, and tell her she has a month to mourn the death of her parents, and then, after that month, you can have her. And if you're not compatible, if you find not joy in her, you just let her go. Boop. Bye now. Scoot on along. Nice while it lasted, but I don't really see this being a long-term thing. Don't have to give her shit. Not a cow, not a sheep, not a lizard you plucked off the wall of a hut. Nada. Her compensation for having been war-brided, head-shaved, and spouse-raped is that you are not allowed to sell her, because having been family massacred, stolen, and husband raped is enough of a punishment. No further disgrace required. Merciful God, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, my Aunt Fanny. And then, because Deuteronomy is the mixed bag to end all mixed bags, at least so far, we got this thing where if you've got a wife you like more than the other, and the wife you don't care for as much pops out a baby before the one you really like, that still counts as the firstborn. You don't get to dick over your actual firstborn because you kind of had a preference for the mama of whoever popped out a baby for you second chronologically. Don't be a dick. And then, just when we thought we were about to be reasonable, we decide to end the chapter with more state-sanctioned, divinely dictated murder by flying rocks at face. And also divinely sanctioned hyperbole. Because you notice the case starts out where, if you have a son and he will not listen to his father, neither will he listen to his mother. What do they say do? They say, take him to the gates of the city, take him to the elders there, and say, not only won't he listen to me, but he won't listen to his mama, and he's also a glutton and a drunkard and a who knows what all else. And then you throw rocks at his face till he dies to death. Sorry, Junior. It's your own damn fault. Should have cleaned your room. And then we round out that you're supposed to, if you've executed somebody and hung them up on a tree as an example to other would-be blasphemers or sodomites or sacrificers to Moloch, or who the fuck all knows, takers of the name of the Lord in vain. You can get your ass executed for fucking near anything in this society. If you hung the body up in a tree as a warning, you got to cut it down before nightfall and bury it, because it is a cursed thing, and you don't want it hanging up in the tree all night. You just know, there's some kind of ancient superstition in that part of the world that if a cursed thing, or the dead body of a cursed man, which then becomes a cursed thing, is left out exposed to the night air and the evil spirits that drift into camp from the desert during the hours of darkness, there's some weird superstition about what happens, that it becomes, spiritually radioactive, or that it lets an evil spirit possess the next person that passes by, or that if it's a new moon, it can cut itself down from the tree and ramble through the camp, breaking all the noses of the newborn, or whatever. There's absolutely got to be some kind of tradition like that. And on that lovely note, we round out the 21st chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. So we'll be back soon with 22, where just scanning through, I saw the phrase bird's nest and tokens of the damsel's virginity and silver. So get your oven mitts ready for next time, y'all, because we're going back into the misogyny. Even more misogyny, and we had a doozy this chapter. All right. Well, hit the thumbs up button if you've not already. If you're not one of the several people who have poked the Pope to join our wacky little band over the last few days, you should take this opportunity to do so. We'll see you again here soon. Until then, take care, be safe, and as always, stand against hate.